the biggest congress where we have this variety of topics related to market access.
You have the industry here, you have people from HTA bodies here, you have policymakers, and you are the biggest event in Europe. So you bring all of this together for an agenda that we define together.
This Congress is an important milestone in everyone's calendar. We have those specialized in database research or in modeling and in pricing support.
It is a central platform that is important for access and equity. You can reach a lot of people who are decision makers in the pharmaceutical industry, responsible for drug pricing, and actually can save a lot of patients' lives in their decision making.
Quite simply, patient access is one of the biggest challenges when we look at issues raised within global health and the Sustainable Development Goals.
Having access, right, means a lot of different things to different people. And this conference actually brings a lot of those people together to kind of like discuss and review kind of like what are some of the latest trends, what are some of the latest obstacles, but also what are solutions.
And that's why I've chosen to work in this field. It's all about patient access. And it's, let's say, along the whole gradient of income on this globe. So we have to find all the means to make our products accessible.
For me, this is something that I'm very pleased to see, and that I think will require even more discussion and creative ideas and engagements from all parts to continue in that journey.
In order for us to really understand the impact of some of these new therapies, we have to understand its impact not just on the individual with the condition, but also their family members.
So the discussions mostly on how do you broaden access to patients and how do you reach more patients globally have been the most interesting so far.
Rare disease is what I think is like a next horizon. We really need to think holistically. We can't do this disease by disease. There's 10,000 or more rare diseases.
You're treating very serious, very severe conditions. They are, in many cases, incredibly debilitating, life-limiting.
I'm a big supporter and fan of everything which has to do with the patient role in healthcare and the patient role in decision-making in healthcare.
We need to start the conversation with patients with lived experience and their families to really understand what is the burden of disease, the condition that they're experiencing, and most importantly, what are the results of care that they're trying to achieve.
In many legacies, patient advocacy groups have a say in pricing and reimbursement discussions, for example, and that's why we engage with them. Or they have a say in how clinical guidelines are being set up.
And the patient community writ large in rare disease space is really leading the way in innovating about how we measure what are those factors that cut across rare diseases, and we need to listen to them.
Patient advocacy groups are one important advocate, a herald of patients' interests, and that's why they are so important.
The World EPA Congress brings together a range of different decision makers, primarily from the industry, but also from other sectors, patients, people who are involved in patient access, to come together to talk about a wide range of views that can be useful for people to understand more about how they can influence their work in a broader way.
This is really the all-in-one place to improve patient access for the future.
This conference allows people to put their strategic heads on a little bit more and really thinking through, okay, we have all of this information, all of this data, all this great clinical innovation, but if we can't get the right product to the right patient at the right time, right, we haven't done our job. And this conference allows us to kind of like bring everybody together to kind of like have that discussion.
It is one of those unique forums where you have evidence, pricing, and access coming together.
I've been very inspired by presentations around use of real-world data, novel designs to complement clinical trials.
We bring the topics to the conference that are important for us, that are on our daily calendars. That is a motivation to come. It's well invested time to work on the most important aspects of our work.
It's nice to hear what's happening on that front as well. So I think it's knowledge sharing and knowledge gaining.
Part of it is telling our story. I think this is a great opportunity to have a, if you want, honest voice of what we mean on certain topics that is not present in other environments.
Bringing different types of evidence around the table, different expertises, and importantly, ensure we capture the patient perspective in our work.
Every year I look forward to this. It is this kind of coming together of all of the friends, colleagues, clients that I've worked with over the years.
Feels a bit like a community, which I think is good for us to kind of evolve our discussions.